everyone, today's video is going to be one that I was kind of debating on making because I feel like this is something that people make at the very beginning of the year. It's one of those like January videos that a lot of people make, and it's like, oh, it's August. I don't know if people really care, but it's something that I wanted to do. I think it'll help me on this like project panning thing that I'm doing, journey if you want to call it that, on really helping me use up my makeup, and I think it's a good way to kind of inspire me in a kind of a different way to do it, and it's my makeup use up goals. Again, this is a video that I know a lot of people make in January, and it's how many of each item you want to use throughout the year. So my numbers will probably be a little smaller just because it's already August, so I only have like 5 months to do this, but I also wanted to say that I'm not saying specific items. Like, I'm not going to be like, I want to use up this shade in this palette. No, it's just going to be like, I want to use up this many eyeshadows. I don't care where they're from, if that makes sense. So, this is going to be kind of a talky video and not so much a showy video, but hopefully that's so cool with y'all. And let's just go ahead and get into the items, or the number of items I want to use up in each category. So for face primers this year, for like I said, the next 5 months, I would like to use up 5 face primers. It's kind of a lot. You'll see that a lot of these are kind of high. I don't know. I'm a little worried that I was overzealous, but I also didn't want to make it super easy and just like, oh yeah, 1 face primer. Here you go. Done. You know, I wanted to really challenge myself. For foundation, I would like to use up 1 more foundation. I already have used up 1 this year, but I'm not counting anything from previous months. I'm counting it starting right now in August. And then BB cream, I would like to use up 2 of those because 1 is so close to being done. I think I can do that. I would like to use up 1 concealer. I don't know. That seems a little easy. I feel like I might should make it higher, but we're going to try with 1. I've never done something like this, so maybe, I think this will also give me a better gauge for next year's, for when I do like this video, hopefully like in January. It'll give me a better gauge of really what's realistic and what's not. For powders, I want to use up 2 more. I have already used up 2 this year. For blushes, I'd like to use up 2. Now that does include cream blushes, just to, I don't differentiate between cream and powder. For this, for the most part, except for with eyeshadows. So I want to use up 2 more blushes. I haven't used up any this year. No, I used up 1. For bronzer, I'd like to use up 2. And I've already used up 3 this year. For highlighter, I think I've only used up 1 highlighter this year, to the best of my knowledge. And I'd like to use up 3. Now that does include cream highlighters as well. For eye primers, these are just like the, you know, like the Lorac behind the scenes, the primer potion, things like that. The e.l.f. one, just things that aren't like a base, just like a plain base. I'd like to use up 1 of those. For a cream eyeshadow, I'd like to use up 1. I've used up 1 already, but maybe I could use up 1 more. I don't know. That's kind of scary to me. For pigments, this is terrifying. I really don't know if I can do this, but I'd like to use up a pigment or a loose eyeshadow. So, you know, things like the Bare Minerals shadows, I count that as a pigment. I even have like the Stila Magnificent Metal glitter. I'm counting that. Any kind of glitter or pigment or thing like that, I'd like to use up. What's next? Where am I? Oh, up here. Eyeshadow. I would like to use up 5 eyeshadows completely. Now, that doesn't mean they have to be singles. It can be in a palette. It can be anywhere. But 5 eyeshadows. For gel or liquid eyeliners, I'd like to use up 1 of those. And I haven't used up any of those this year, to the best of my knowledge. I don't think so. I'd like to use up 3 more mascaras. I've done really well on getting all of the mascaras that I already had open. They're out of my collection. So now everything that, I've got 1 mascara open, so, you know, it takes a little bit longer. I would like to use up 2 eyeliners. And those are just like the typical pencil eyeliners. And I'd like to use up 2 eyebrow products. Now I did just use up an eyebrow gel. I'm not counting that one. It'll be in this month's Empties. I used it up, was it yesterday? I don't know. I think it was. I'm not counting that. And then I would like to use, so I want to use up 2 more, whether it's like a powder or a gel or a pencil or something like that. I want to use up 2 lip treatments, so like a lip base or a chapstick or something like that. And then I would like to also use up 2 lip liners. So that's kind of a lot. I've only used up 1 lip liner ever in my entire makeup life, if you will. And I'd like to use up 5 other lip products, be that lipstick or lip gloss, or like if it's in a pan of something, things like that. Just because I don't necessarily want to be like, I want to use up this many lip glosses and this many lip liners. Or lipsticks, excuse me. Just lip glosses, lipsticks, liquid lipsticks, whatever. Lip products, I'd like to use up 5 of those. I'm terrible at using up lip products. I think I've only used up 2 all year. It's not so good. So, nail polish, I would like to use up 3. I've already used up 3 this year? 4. I think I've used up 4 this year. So I'd like to use up 3 more. I would like to use up 3 of my setting sprays because I have a lot and I forget to use them. I would like to use up 5 fragrances, and this does include the little baby samples. Now that's kind of easy if I'm doing like 5 baby samples. That's pretty easy. But I'm not just doing that. I'm doing lots of things. And I do have an empty, but it was empty before the filming of this video, so I'm not counting that. Alright. So if you watch my overall makeup collection rolling project 10-pan roulette thing, then you know I have a spreadsheet, and it has every single makeup item I own, and it includes like not just like, oh, Urban Decay Vice 4. It's like Urban Decay Vice 4. I have the shade Bones, and Framed, and Discreet, and Bitter, and Flame. Like, it has every single item I own. Currently, at the time of the filming of this video, there is 1,862 items on that list. That's a heck of a lot. And that includes all of my makeup, all of my nail polishes and things, and all of my fragrances. So those are the only kind of things I project pan anyway, so that's what that list includes. It's not including body care or skin care or anything like that. I would like to get that number to 1,700. That's using up 162 items in the next 5 months. I'm a little nervous about that. It's kind of a lot. Beauty empties. So I have kept a running tally of the amount of empties I've used up since March. So this is not going to be just this month. But since March, I have used up $1,284.19 worth of beauty stuff. And I would like to make that $3,000 before the end of the year. So I'm not even halfway there. That, again, might be way overzealous, but I'm going to try. And for makeup empties specifically, I did not make a separate category of makeup empties. So that's starting at this month. And it includes everything from August to December. And I want to use up $400 of makeup specifically. Now, those will double count. So a makeup item does count for beauty empties. But of makeup items specifically, I want to use up $400. And currently, as of today, which is what, the 9th of August, so I've only done it for 9 days, I have $37 worth of empties. And I did want to go ahead and say that it's a full item. So like if I were to use up, I'm sorry, this is just the top palette that I have. If I were to use up this shade Robbery, like, oh, this shade is gone. Sorry, that doesn't count. It doesn't count unless I've used up this entire palette, which is worth $60. That's $60. But if I used up one, I'm not going to say like, oh, there's 20 eyeshadows in here. Used up one, 20 divided by 60 is 3. I used up $3 worth of eyeshadow. No. It's, did I use up this entire palette? No, so it doesn't count, if that makes sense. That's how I want to do it, because I'm afraid otherwise you'd get to where you double count things and it would become kind of a mess. So that's what I want to do. So I hope this video was exciting. I hope you're excited about my goals. I hope they're reasonable. I wanted to make it challenging but reasonable, if that makes sense. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to update you about every other month. And I'm going to come on and show you what and how many of these. So like, oh, I used up 2 face primers this month. It was this primer and this primer, if that makes sense. So that's the goal for this. So you'll have probably an update in early October, in late November, and then early January. So you can see like the end. So that's the goal. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know, as always, if you have any questions, requests, suggestions, comments, any of that. Go ahead and let me know down below. And I'll see y'all real soon. Bye.